Okay, so if you're an entrepreneur, you know that the quest for capital can feel like, well, a make or break mission. It's the fuel for everything, right? Growth, innovation, sometimes just keeping the lights on. But where do you even begin? Let's try to follow this roadmap and find a clear path forward.
This is the question, isn't it? It's the one every single founder asks themselves, and honestly, the answer can seem ridiculously complex. So let's break it down. We're going to build a framework to help you find the right answer for your business. All right, first things first. To really understand the path forward, you've got to get one core idea about this journey. We're calling it the quest for capital for a reason, you know? The need for money, it isn't just a startup problem, it's a constant in business. Look, it doesn't matter if you launched last week or you're celebrating 5 years in business. An infusion of cash is pretty much always a good thing. A brand new company might need it to just build the product, but a more established one, they might be looking to scale up, but it never really goes away. So if we all agree that more money is a good thing, what's the holdup? Well, the problem, as you're about to see, is this feeling of having an overwhelming choice. It's that classic case of having way too many options, which just leads to paralysis. I mean, just look at this. You've got venture capital, angel investors, bank loans, crowdfunding, grants. The list goes on and on. And while having choices sounds great, here's the kicker. Every single one of these has its own language, its own rules, its own expectations. Trying to research them all at once, it just creates more confusion, not clarity. And this just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? This quote right here validates that feeling of anxiety. If you have ever felt completely lost just looking at your funding options, trust me, you are not alone. It's a genuinely overwhelming landscape to try and navigate. So how do we fix this? How do you cut through all that noise? Well, the solution isn't about memorizing every single possible route. Nope, it's about finding your starting point. You know, that little "you are here" dot on the map. This is where we pivot from the problem to an actual concrete solution. I absolutely love this metaphor. Instead of getting bogged down in the details of every single funding type out there, what you need first is a tool that gives you a clear sense of direction. You need a compass to get yourself oriented before you even think about starting the journey. So, here's the crucial point. You can filter out all that noise by focusing on just two things. That's it, just two. First, your business stage. And you gotta be honest with yourself. Are you just an idea on a PowerPoint deck? Do you have a working product with a few early users? Or are you in full-on growth mode with real revenue? Each stage opens up different doors. And second, what's the cost of that money? I mean, what are you willing to give up? Are you okay selling a piece of your company, equity, to investors? Or would you rather take on debt from a loan, where the cost is interest but you keep 100% ownership? Just answering those two questions will shrink your list of options from a dozen down to maybe 2 or 3. Okay, so once your compass gives you your bearings, then you can start looking at the map. And that brings us right here to navigating the funding roadmap. This is all about charting your course in a smart, strategic way. In this roadmap is basically a series of mini guides. Think of each guide as a specific trail on your map. Once you know your stage, let's say you have a product, and you know what you're willing to pay, say you're open to giving up some equity, well, now you can focus on the 2 or 3 trails that actually make sense, like angel investors or seed funds. You don't have to study the entire atlas.
And listen, the goal here is not to make you an expert in venture capital overnight, no way. It's about giving you just enough of the core information so you can understand the pros and cons and then make an intelligent, informed decision about which path you want to explore further. It's really all about building the confidence to just take that next step.
So we've gone from this massive, overwhelming problem to a pretty simple 2-step framework for finding some clarity. So now let's bring it all back to you.
The biggest thing I want you to take away from all this is a new way of thinking. We've equipped you with a compass that's assessing your business stage and the cost of capital, and we've shown you that a roadmap exists to guide you from there. You literally have a process now for turning that big, messy, scary question into a clear, manageable choice.
So I'm gonna leave you with this. Using those 2 compass points we talked about, your business stage and the cost of money, what options immediately start to come into focus for you? The journey to funding your business doesn't have to start with a huge leap into the unknown. It can start with a clear understanding of where you're standing today. So, what is your path?